Last time on Rad Rolls.
The cabinet has agreed that our new settlement will be called the Rising Sun Settlement.
He just carves the slightest amount into this metal sign and writes in kind of jagged lettered Rising Sun Settlement. You find this this kind of frag grenade that is lying right there. That's kind of ready. If you wanted to, it seems like you could shove it into a piece of meat to fully enclose it in there, and kind of make yourself explosive bait.
Hazel's preparing Frag Wellington over here.
And from the ground, a jet of water shoots up into the sky. Finally, lunch is served. So Signal rolls a table of meat out to the group. It's filled to the brim with various meats, particularly Mirelurk. Signal lays down his super sledge face down on the ground and lights the very end of it. He turns towards the group and says, "Cookout." Excuse me. He says, "Cookout."
I want to see how Signal is going to prepare this Mirelurk, because I'm curious, because I don't know if there's a lot of Mireworks up where I'm from, so I want to see how this meat is going to play out.
Signal takes a piece of the Mirelurk shell. It's kind of hard on top. You notice that there's some meat in between it. He grabs it with his big hand and shoves it underneath the little fire that's coming off of the super sledge. It's a very small fire. It's about the size of maybe like a fist or something. And it's kind of heating up the bottom of the shell. And there's kind of a smoke rising from it. And he's sitting there and he's whistling a tune. And the tune is Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Oh, God. Can I try to make a survival check to see how safe this will be? I mean, I've had dealings with meat at various points of freshness, and
Perception plus survival, I'm going to give it difficulty 1.
And I rolled a 13 and a 14, so 0 successes. Looks good to me.
Frankly, to you at this moment seem pretty enticed by whatever this Mirelurk meat is. Lonnie thinks to himself that maybe he hasn't had a meal in a good bit, and to be frank, Lonnie is indeed scrawny, so he may want some of the Mirelurk meat to eat.
Well, I'd say any amount of flame is probably better than no amount of flame, so...
Clark has had a long career at this point as a caravan guard, and he takes a look at the small flame on the top of the super sledge and realizes that it's going to take literally hours to cook this Mirelurk meat. So if I can I make a survival check to see if I can make a fire?
Do luck. Yeah, I'm going to have you roll luck plus survival.
Oh, that's cruel. Okay.
Difficulty 0.
It's not going to go great, but let's see. I rolled 16 and a 7, so I still fail, even with a 7.
Pep is watching him try to build a fire. I think Pep would try to help out. Maybe try to correct. Let's see how my survival skills pan out here to help with this fire building.
I think you should roll the same. Roll a luck plus survival, difficulty 0.
Got a 20 and an 8. We are in a swamp, guys, so building a fire might be a little hard.
Mark is working on this with like really damp sticks. Like Pep said, we're in a swamp, so it's just not going to really work. And sort of under his breath, he says that the Pep, he's like, yeah, I'm only really good at like shooting stuff. Somebody else usually made the fires, and you can tell he's really like comfortable even asking for help. Should be a really simple task that he can't even manage to do.
Yeah, I thought I would be better at starting fires too. I'm gonna blame it on a swamp. I'm blaming it on the swamp. Anyone? Wait, did laser guns start fires? Can we use the laser gun to start a fire?
Yeah, I've got a laser pistol, but I'm like Why do we need another he's got a fire on his stick right here. Like is it not doing the job?
Seems like a little fire. It's a very small fire.
What's a small piece of Mirelurk?
Right now, while there's cooking happening, and it seems like you all have not rolled fast enough to get your cooking on, Signal is still cooking, and it's time probably to start thinking about the settlement.
What Clark would do is, I think he was impressed with Pep going out and sort of serving as the lookout on top of the radio station. Realized that would be a really easy location to sort of set up a lookout for over the night. Having somebody that could be up there and watch us over. Being part of the caravan, he always knew that have to have somebody sort of take shifts to be able to keep the party safe at night. So if there's any wood lying around or really anything he can sort of set up, kind of like a little guard post, and he could spend some time trying to get that set up.
So we learned that Pep can get onto the top of the radio station. So you could try to repair the stairs and kind of make a little outlook up there. I'm gonna say, if you could please roll a difficulty 1, intelligence plus survival.
Okay, I rolled a 6 and a 1, so actually rolled really well.
Yeah, I think you get an extra AP for that.
I think so, yeah.
Great. So you end up building it. You build a nice little ladder that's good and sturdy, unlike the last one, and kind of have a little guard post set atop there. It's not anything that's too secure, but it allows you to have cover from the rooftop.
I was just going to say, I want to take a look at the radio transmitter, because I'm curious to see kind of what range it has. As we know, I think I said earlier that a radio station is a good way to attract settlers, but it's also a good way to attract raiders. So it'd be a good idea to get kind of the lay of how much coverage we get and how strong that signal is. See how we might go about using it.
When you go inside and you start looking at the radio equipment, you notice on the strange screen that Signal has put together that the signal itself, the signal is fairly weak. It's not in a big range. It's just enough to cover maybe like a good 5 kilometers around the area. And knowing what you do about kind of pre-war stuff and that time period, that's not a very strong signal.
I'm going to go out and tell the mayor and the rest of the crew that about 5 miles is about the range, and that might be good enough for right now until we get a little bit more secure and get the settlement a little more stabilized. But at least we know it should be an option to increase the range when we're ready.
So is that 5 kilometers or 5 miles?
Did I say kilometers? I meant miles, because we're not in Britain.
All right. So we got a 5 mile range on that.
What about you, Hazel? What are you going to get into?
Hazel's going to take the opportunity to go back inside and take a look at that refrigerator that was, as far as she can tell, only so far has been used as a ballot box. There was a giant pile of food that was going bad next to it. So she wants to see if it's functional and what's actually inside of it.
If you could roll, I want you to roll intelligence plus survival on that. We're doing a bunch of survival rolls today. Intelligence plus survival, difficulty 1.
So I got a 7 and a 2, so 4 successes.
You see this refrigerator. It seems like that it is leaking Freon in the back. That it may have been filled up earlier, but it seemed like that maybe it had been knocked around a bit. That maybe there was a big animal that came in there and just kind of knocked everything around, or maybe a very large super mutant. It's not working currently, but you realize that you could probably get some tape and fix it temporarily enough, have it be in some working order, but maybe not a forever work.
Okay, is there anything inside of it other than the pieces of paper, or is it completely cleaned out on the inside?
So there was a bunch of makeshift projects laying on Signal's desk, so you can look for that with, I'm going to have you do perception plus survival, difficulty 0.
1 success.
You find a piece of, it has this man on it. It's this rolled circular thing, and it has this man on it with a very, very big beard. And it says Elastistick on it. You kind of look at the packaging and you realize it's a big roll of what you think is duct tape, but it looks pretty strong. So you may be able to use that to, you could use that to patch the refrigerator in the radio tower.
Okay, so when I have a chance, I'm actually going to go back outside and see if I can find Pep. I'm going to see if I can get Pep to help me try and fix this thing up.
Yeah, I'm probably good at it. I could probably do that. I'm pretty good. I can do it. I got it. Yeah, let's go fix the refrigerator.
All right, here you go. Here's the tape.
All right, it's a handyman tool, elastitape.
Could you both roll a charisma plus speech difficulty 0?
I got 2 successes.
We're doing speech and charisma, so 5 and 2.
So yeah, 1 success then?
One success.
Yep. It is difficulty 0, so you both get AP. You all actually, you start building this fridge together, and you actually feel this sense of camaraderie, like you all are bonded. What would you all like to bond over? This is one of the things that I'm adding into the game that I liked from other games. I want to kind of make bonds with the party members and kind of stage them based on things that you're working on together, and this is a great opportunity for that. So. For your characters, how would you like to bond? Are you bonding over the refrigerator? Are you all going to have a conversation? You can decide for yourself or let it play out.
We can have a discussion about the feasibility of surviving a nuclear blast by waiting it out in a refrigerator, because that's up for debate.
I heard it happened once, but once is all it takes. No one wanted to try it a second time.
Well, you would think that somebody inside would at the very least get enough radiation that they'd be ghoulified. How much would... That'd be terrible to be a ghoul, not have to eat, not die, and just be stuck in a refrigerator for like 200 years.
I have a theory. About ghouls. I've met ghouls. I know a few ghouls.
I know a couple ghouls. There's some very nice pre-war ghouls who taught me some interesting stuff when I was growing up.
Yeah. Do they talk about ever getting sleep? See, my theory is I think ghouls sleep for really long, like they go into hibernation, like bears used to, or Yaogwai. So yeah, I think ghouls sleep for really long periods of time, and that's why they aren't all like crazy. Because if I was locked in a refrigerator for 200 years, I'd go crazy.
That makes sense. In the winter, they might sleep a little longer than usual if they're not kept warm. It's almost like they go into a turgor, and it slows down all their body processes. Explains why most of the ghouls I run into when I was traveling through the desert to get here, there were a lot of feral ghouls in the desert. Like just tons. It was not pretty.
What's it like going through the desert? Did you go on Route 66? I've always wanted to go on Route 66.
No, I did go through the former Caesar's Legions areas. I actually took, it used to be called the Old South Road. It's called the Gila Road. And it used to actually go all the way from the south of California down past the Mexican border and up into Texas. And that's the route I took to get over here. So I kind of sidestepped as much of the drama with the NCR and the Legion as I could. And I did see some Gila monsters, although I didn't try and ride any. Seemed a little dangerous. They've gotten pretty big since, compared to what they used to be.
So while Hazel and Pep are bonding, Lonnie,
yes,
we haven't gotten to you. What are you planning to do with the settlement right now?
This new water geyser that we have created poses some benefits, but right now it's making a wet area wetter. I am interested in trying to cap this off for now, because eventually if we want this place to be livable, we need to try to dry it out some. And with my history with working on dams and levees and water leaks kind of being a pain point for me, I want to stem the flow temporarily. So I'm not sure how big of a hole we're dealing with here, if there's any additional sheet metal and some rocks that we can use to kind of, tamp this off, but that's my project.
Do perception plus survival, difficulty 0.
Well, that's an 18 and an 18, so no successes. And I think I would like to spend a luck point to re-roll one of those.
Go ahead, Aqua Boy.
That gives me an 8, which would be a single success.
Right. So you look around and you can't find anything to block this hole, but by chance you happen upon this single stone that is like the perfect shape and size to kind of taper off this geyser. As we all know, you are a gentleman of the water. You're not a lady in the water, but you're definitely a gentleman. And you shove this piece of rock and kind of taper off the geyser. So it's coming out a little bit, but it's not creating a hazard anymore.
I'm imagining like the water hose, like putting your thumb over it.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Just getting sprayed down completely.
He's just rolling around down there in the mud.
And then just like afterward, everyone like, are you okay? And it just kind of do like the sexy hair whip. It's like, I'm good.
It is getting late in the day. So that would be a good time if everyone wants to rest up. There are bunk beds in the place. That way you're all rested before you set out, and it gives you enough time so that Signal may cook some stuff for you if that is something you all want to do, or you can travel by night if you wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna rest up.
I think we should rest. I think we all took some damage, so.
Yeah, plus traveling through the swamp at night probably doesn't seem like the best idea.
So I definitely agree with that. I don't think that's the best idea. Besides, I need to clean my pistol.
Clark, Hazel, and Lonnie, roll me something.
Roll you something here.
Roll me
yes,
something.
We can.
Roll something. I need to know what, but I can roll
me
something.
A difficulty 3, perception plus repair.
Okay, my perception is a 5, and I have 0 ranks in repair, so that would be a 5 that I needed. And I rolled a 19 and an 8, so 0 successes.
Failure.
I've got perception 6, repair 3, should be in my wheelhouse. Rolled 15 and 16, so rolling real hot tonight. This would be great if we were not playing a 2d20 system.
Yeah, I rolled a 16 and an 18. I failed miserably.
Great. Well, the good news is you all go to sleep.
Forever.
This is interesting.
No,
Peaceful dreams.
feeling some anxiety here.
Go inside and kind of get into the bunk beds and go to sleep. But before Pep heads inside, Signal comes out and says, name? And is looking at Pep.
My name? I'm Pep.
Pep have fun part with? And Signal kind of gestures over to your bag, and he notices that you have you have broken car parts.
Yeah, I have fun parts. I mean, what are we talking about here, Signal? I got fun parts.
You notice that Signal Signal blushes because he understands you, but a super mutant blushing, their cheeks just kind of turn yellow. That's kind of how it looks. Signal looks at you and says, "Pep want vroom vroom."
Pep want vroom vroom. Pep definitely wants vroom vroom. What do you got for me, Signal?
Signal leads you over to your broken car parts, and he's standing there with the super sledge and kind of looking at all of the different areas. And he notices that the thing that you're missing most is an engine. Most cars in a pre-war era ran off of nuclear energy. And he pulls out his super sledge and takes a piece of it off of the hammer. You notice that it's the piece with the that has the flame and also the piece that moves the hammer back and forth, kind of like that pounding motion that the super sledge makes, and places it into the area where the engine block is. And Signal looks at these broken parts and says, vroom, vroom. You realize that Signal has a makeshift one-cylinder engine that he has given you. So would there be anything that you would like to do with all of this information Signal has bestowed upon you?
Can I, in the the realm of practicality, Pep wants a vroom vroom, but a vroom vroom that's going to help us here at this settlement. Is there enough parts around that I could build, like, essentially a Model T, like something that's an engine with some wheels and a flatbed that we can use for hauling equipment? Because we got to find a water purifier. We got to find a lot of stuff that we need to move.
Yes, that you can build a really fancy Model T, but you're going to need to roll. I'm going to give you a difficulty 2, intelligence plus repair.
I got a 19 and a 6.
Spend an AP.
I'll spend. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have AP. Let me spend an AP. Got a 16 on that.
So here's
no good.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a mixed success, or a success at a cost. So instead of building a Model T like car, you end up building what they call a Model R. You can Google that at home. It is older than a Model T, and it is indeed a single cylinder engine car. You have essentially gotten in there and assembled this car in very quick speed. You have a lot of that knowledge from being from the track. You have your tag skills and pilot. So you assembled this car. Mm-hmm. It has 2 seats in it that are kind of like a bench seat in the front. It has some storage in the back. But you realize on a single cylinder, this thing can maybe go at max 10 miles an hour. It is just a little bit faster than walking, or a little bit faster than running. Probably. So there's enough for 2 people to sit in it, but it has storage in the back. I will allow you. Is there any kind of like custom flair you would like to add to your vehicle?
Going from like Indianapolis 500, settlements. I would. I think Pep would be into some sort of corporate sponsorship design. Can he salvage any kind of logo off the Elastitape packaging and maybe do some rudimentary art that shows that this Model R post-apocalyptic vehicle is sponsored by Elastitape? You can fix a refrigerator with it.
Oh, I love it so much. Wow.
And here I thought you were going to try to add a spoiler.
Please roll charisma plus repair, difficulty 0.
All right, charisma 5, repair 3. Let's go to that dice roll. 15 and a 14. That car's not looking too good, is it?
So you do manage to pull this sticker off of the tape. It has this man with the beard. What did you say it had on it? What was it that it had on it that you liked?
Oh, I just want that logo because we're officially sponsored by Elastitape as far as Pep's concerned.
So you go to put this logo on. You place it on the side of the car, and you pull it off, and you realize you still have more logo. So you think, okay, I'll place it on the screen of the car, the window at the front. So you place it there, but you accidentally trip. And there was a few stickers in your hand, and now they're blocking the passenger side window. So it just says Elastitape, 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 Elastitape across the window. So there's like a stripe of circular Elastitapes now going across the car window.
Well, the passenger doesn't need to see anyway. I mean, they could just, tilt their head out the window.
I have a feeling that in the Fallout universe, the equivalent of duct tape just literally will never come off. I have a feeling that windshield is just going to be permanently covered in duct tape.
And somehow also gives off radiation. That's the Fallout.
Tape wouldn't be any count if it came off. I mean, who wants that?
You're done making your car, so if you wanted to take a rest, now would be the time to do that. And I'm going to have everyone roll for if they're well rested or not. So I'm going to have, these are kind of bunk beds. It's not all put together. I'm actually going to make this a difficulty 1 endurance plus survival test. So if everyone would do that for me.
I did get 1 success.
I got 1 success.
1 success.
Oh, I got a success with my spent AP.
We're going to actually get rid of everyone's AP, and 6 of the AP is actually going to the group pool. Every time you rest, I'm going to take away all of the AP that you've generated and just have the group pool. And the pool is the max of 6. That's available.
Well, We don't seem to have a problem generating AP, so...
No, you all don't, which is why I'm taking it away.
Not yet.
Not yet.
The sound of a vault alarm blares as metal screeches along the tracks. A small light illuminates overhead as it grows, and water begins to trickle down onto the solid metal foundation you are landing on. You've been gagged, and you cannot speak. Suddenly, the platform screeches to a stop about 6 feet short of the ground level. Water slowly begins to fill the concave hole you find yourself in. What do you...
Are my hands bound?
Your hands are bound, your feet are bound, and your mouth is gagged.
I guess I start to struggle against the bindings. Try to get my arms free.
You're gonna try for your arms? If you could please roll strength plus survival, difficulty 2.
19 and 11.
And so what was your strength and your...
Strength is 5, and I have no bonus for survival.
Okay. So you fail to get your arms free of that, and you notice water fills up it's kind of coming up to almost a foot in the hole. So what's your next move here?
Can I try to climb out? Is it tall enough to the point where I can't stand up and look over the edge?
You can't stand up and look over the edge.
Okay.
From where you are.
I guess I'll look around and see if there's anything in the hole I could use to cut my bindings free.
Okay, sure. Please roll a perception plus survival, difficulty 1.
Okay, well then I definitely failed.
Okay. So water rushes in. You see a piece of wood that you could maybe use to cut your bindings, and that actually scratches your face for 1 damage. Ooh. Unfortunately. And water is still rolling in.
Well, I'd like to try to use the wood to cut something besides my face. Let's go for the hands.
Okay, please roll a difficulty 0 melee weapons plus strength. Strength plus melee weapons, difficulty 0.
Okay. A 13 and a 16.
So you fail that again. So you go to oh, this is great. You go to cut your hands, and the wood that you slide in between your bindings, you actually cut both of your hands for 2 damage. You actually take 2 damage. The water is up to 3 feet in this hole, and your hands are bound, your legs are bound, and your mouth is gagged. You still have your piece of wood somehow, but it's bloody. And now getting a bunch of probably not great water on it.
Off to a great start. I guess I gotta keep trying. I can't think if there's anything else I can do here. I'm gonna once again try desperately to cut my bindings then.
Okay. So you so you need to roll for that, and that would be strength plus. You've hurt yourself, so I'm gonna say it's strength plus melee weapons for a difficulty 2.
Okay. So I have a 7 strength, so I'm rolling a 1 and a 9.
So you managed to cut. I'm gonna give you kind of you need a little help here. You managed to cut your bindings kind of off from your hand, but you actually accidentally stuck this piece of wood in your Pit Boy for some odd reason, and the screen is no longer green, it's actually red, and you're not quite sure what that means, but your hands are free, and now the water is up to 4 feet. What do you do?
I'm going to attempt to climb out of the hole. Well, first I'm going to take the binding out of my mouth, and I'm going to go, Roosevelt's ghost, and grab my hands like, and then I quickly look, and I try to pull myself out while my feet are still tied.
Could you please roll a endurance plus survival difficulty 4?
Absolutely. So I roll an 11 and a natural 20.
You guys gonna die before he even makes it to.
I'm gonna die before I even get out of the hole.
Oh no.
You try to get out of the hole, but the sides are so slippery that you fall down in it. water starts to get in your mouth, and actually the gag gets into your mouth that you have, and it's like back onto you, and you're like, how the heck did this happen? Your Pip-Boy starts burning your arm. In total, you take probably 2 damage from this. In this hole, you're now submerged in this world, and you look up at the top of the water, and you realize that it's at this point pretty late in the evening, that you've kind of been down here trying to do all this stuff. You start to lose consciousness as you see from the top of the pool little tiny legs that are strangely blue, and behind it comes 2 green hands reaching down into the water, and you pass out. And that's where I'm gonna leave you for right now.
What a wonderful introduction. Bleeding, drowning.
That was the most Stephen Lynch thing that I could imagine. Just like you have this party of people doing their thing, you quick cut to a dude drowning in a hole, and you never see him again.
I'm really glad I was muted, because the noises that were coming out of me while you were doing this.
The best part is, because of this system, those were great rolls in any other system.
Yeah, exactly. You got the nat 20. And
I rolled a nat 20. I was like, yes, and then my brain went, no, that's bad. Bad things happen when you roll that.
If you want to introduce this dice system to anybody, have them listen to that 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is the golf of TTRPGs. You were trying to score low.
I'm just curious, how much health do you have left?
I have 4 health left. Thank you for asking.
Okay, that's I would have been very close to dead if that happened to me.
I have 9 to start, and I have 4 left after that.
It is morning in Ting Tun Settlement, or as we lovingly like to call it, Rising Sun Settlement. And everyone awakens. The door to the radio tower opens, and you see Signal standing at the table with a bunch of cooked Mirelurk meat, and he looks at you all and says, "Lunch is served."
Oh, heat me up a plate.
He looks at he says, "Mayor Lonnie, hot luck."
Oh. You have any hot sauce?
Signal looks around and pulls out his super sledge and says, "Hot," and takes it and bashes one of the Mirelurk pieces on the table and mashes it with the super sledge, and then burns it on the other end.
That'll do. Thank you.
Really?
So do you all eat the massive pile of Mirelurk meat that he has cooked? What's the scene here at breakfast/lunch from yesterday?
I'm gonna take a bite and see if there's any initial reaction.
I would like for you to roll a perception plus survival difficulty 0.
I got a 19 and a 2, so 1 success.
Great. So you take a piece of the Mirelurk meat, and you bite into it, and you realize this Mirelurk meat is kind of burnt to a crisp. It's not edible, but it's not gonna hurt you. And Signal kind of looks at you, expecting, and kind of gestures to his head with his pointer finger, tapping on it, and points at you.
Yes, this is excellent Mirelurk jerky, Signal. Good work, Signal. Good work. It's jerky, guys. It's basically jerky.
Signal says, "Hee."
Clark will chow down. He's not going to pass up a meal. He knows that on the trail you gotta take it when you got it.
Please roll perception plus survival difficulty 1.
All right, so perception 5, survival 1. All right, I got a 5 and a 16, so 1 success.
Great. So you reach in and get a piece of jerky and chow down. Signal looks at you as well, expectingly.
Managed to do all right, Signal.
Signal then gestures to Lonnie and says, "May your plate?"
Yep. Whatever serves as a plate in this establishment, I will issue it forth and accept my ration.
Go ahead and roll difficulty 2, perception plus survival.
It's ramping up. Oh my god. I didn't roll any successes. I was close. I'm going to spend a luck point just to re-roll one of these D20. Still a fail. I failed.
So you reach into the pile of Mirelurk meat and you and kind of get what you think is a crispy bit, and you're kind of watching Signal the whole time, trying to like make a good impression. And you take out the piece, hold it into your mouth, and take a bite down.
I'm gonna put you on the spot if you don't mind, and I want to use one of my luck points, do a luck of the draw, and add a detail to this scene.
Okay, okay? All right.
You said that he made a tremendous amount of it. I think Signal would have made us some little doggy bags, or his Signal's version of doggy bags for our next travel of his Mirelurk meat.
While Lonnie is reaching in and fishing out his part, you notice that Signal has made these little plastic bags, Mirelurk claws. Frankly, they might have some. You think that they might have some good meat in there, but maybe something actually edible. The claws are actually kind of like poking through the bag because they're pretty thin and they're kind of sharp. All right, I think I've made my decision on this Lonnie situation, and I'm gonna need Buck to roll endurance plus survival.
Who's Buck?
John Buck Roosevelt.
Oh, and you're gonna be a difficulty 3 for this.
Cool.
Endurance plus survival.
20 and 8. There we go. 1 success.
Oh, wow. Lonnie looks at Signal as he's taking a bite of the Mirelurk meat and takes a big chomp. It doesn't taste cooked to you, Lonnie. Something tastes off. It is incredibly wet. And you look down and you realize that you have a hand in your mouth that you have taken a bite out of, that you have been so focused on Signal, the super mutant, that you have taken a bite out of a hand.